Suddenly, a large scorpion pounced on the girl. Terror spread among everyone. But then the scorpion stopped in front of the girl. Actually, a thorn was stuck in its claw. So the girl pulled it out and treated the wound with herbs. Grateful for her kindness, the scorpion led her to a hidden cave where ancient Lingji and ginseng trees flourished. People were happy to give them herbs. Just then, a huge snake also arrived. Instead of attacking, it praised everyone and allowed them to pick herbs. It also warned them to leave as soon as their baskets were full. Don't be greedy and don't break anything. The girl had been able to hear the animals' voices since childhood. Her parents considered her different and feared she would bring misfortune. During a famine, they abandoned her despite her pleas. She followed their cart until she was exhausted and finally collapsed on the roadside. At night, she took out her last loaf of bread. Just then, a hungry rabbit arrived. He thought they might not have much time left, so he gave the bread to the rabbit. Just then, a couple passed by. They saw the girl and, taken with pity, decided to take her to the village so someone could adopt her. As they were leaving, the little rabbit ran out and warned them that a bear was on the way. The man didn't believe the girl, but as they went further, they heard huge footprints and the bears roar from the cave and turned back. This incident won the couple's trust and they adopted the girl. The next day, the father showed them home and noticed that their dog had suddenly become weak. The girl touched the dog's head and heard its pain. A bone was stuck in its throat. The father would take it to a doctor, but time was short and the girl began first aid. The dog spat out the bone, woke up and expressed gratitude and promised to protect the girl. At that very moment, a minor conflict arose in the household. The elderly mother-in-law expressed her displeasure, but she secretly gave 2 eggs to her daughter-in-law so that the girl could eat. The eldest daughter-in-law complained that her mother-in-law preferred the younger son, and arguments escalated in her mother-in-law's home. The family began to split, and the old woman was expelled from the house. This was difficult for the couple, as the husband was ill and the wife was disabled. They wondered how they would manage. Just then, the girl overheard the ducks saying that there were fish in the East River. If they caught some, they would be satisfied. Learning of this, the girl took her father to the river and asked the frog. The frog told her that the fish were hiding in the grassy patches at the river bend and were eating the fallen hawthorns. The girl collected hawthorns and had her father prepare them for bait. People began mocking them, saying that fish wouldn't eat sour fruit, but as the basket sank, a flock of fish was caught and the vessel filled. Others also began making bait from hawthorn, but the girl said this was the last group and there was no point in trying anymore. They returned home and cooked fish soup in a large cauldron. The old woman became emotional and thought that eating fish during a famine had now come true. Amidst her joy, the woman in the house suddenly began coughing violently and fainted. The village doctor arrived and told her that she had a chronic lung disease and that without the 100-year-old Lingji and rare herbs, she wouldn't survive more than 3 days. These rare herbs were her only hope. To save her, the husband took the girl into the mountains. After hours of searching, they found nothing, and they returned exhausted and empty-handed. Then the girl called for help from the animals. Many animals gathered at her call. Even a snake was willing to answer her call. They all went out to help him find the herbs.